Greeting students. Today we will going to learn a very important concept under the unit 3, that is learning. Learning is an day-to-day activity whatever we have come across. Learning means it's an activity, it's a process wherein which the behavior of an individual is modified or it's going to be changed for a quite a long time. That is the simplest meaning we can understand from the learning. Let us understand what exactly the learning means as per the some of the scholars who are defined what is learning. Right. Learning is any relatively permanent change in the behavior that occurs as a result of experience, that is defined by the Stephen P. Robbins. Then Strees and Porter has defined learning can be defined as a relatively permanent change in the behavior potentially that results from reinforced practice and experience. So what are the different types of learning? What are the different types of learning? There are majorly 7 different types of learning. One is motor learning, oral learning, concept learning, discrimination learning, learning by learning of practices, problem solving, and learning attitudes. So first we will understand what is motor learning. I think we have come across something called motor organs, that is day-to-day activity whatever we do, like walking, running kind of thing. So what is a motor here means it's a day-to-day activity which is an essential part of the human behavior. That is the most of our activities in our daily life refers to those motor activities. It is something like we are learning through our experience, like walking, running, skating, diving, etc. is called motor learning. Then comes the oral learning. What is oral learning? That is something like the communication language we are going to speak. It could be the language we speak, the symbols, the colors, the figures that is going to attribute to some event kind of thing. For example, we see red. Oh, that is the color which is in red. So that something like we are come across something called oral learning, right? There is something called concept learning, like concept means the conceptual learning. It requires higher knowledge in terms of thinking, reasoning, etc. Okay, there is something called discrimination learning. What is discrimination means? We are going to differentiate between the different elements or different stimulus. Let us understand one by one. Like we can differentiate the sound of a bus and an ambulance. That is nothing but if we are going to discriminate the sound of an ambulance, we can make it out, and we can also make it out the sound of a bus or a car or any other automobile, or we can only distinguish the sound of an railway engine compared to an automotive vehicles. There is something called the fifth one is learning of principles. That is, you are going to learn some conceptual learning such as related to the mathematics, science, grammar. There is an established rules, that is called a learning activity which is comprised of learning of concepts, principles, kind of thing. Let us understand the sixth one, that is problem solving. When you are going to supposed to solve a problem, like you want to solve it could be a personal problem, like we are come across, okay, when we have to reach the early to a particular place, we should start early, or whenever there is a situation we have to take a right call. So we are going to come across different learning process or learning things that is going to make us the solving the problem. The last one is learning attitude. It's something like we want to learn some concept or knowledge, skills that will going to guide my behavior or an individual behavior. So attitude is a tendency that determines and guides our behavior. Like we will going to learn these attitudes over a period of time, and it starts with our childhood days. Okay, so these are the major types of learning. So we'll meet up in the next session on other concepts. Thank you very much.